I get paid to travel the world, but I think I might want to quit. We just touched down in Napoli. We actually hired a driver, but they are a total no-show.
So it seems I have caught a little bit of a cold.
I need to take big breaths. Like I'm like low-key freaking out. Just turned down a brand trip to Vietnam. Nobody really talks about outgrowing the dream when you've kind of created your dream job. But do I really want to give this up? I mean, it all kind of started by accident. If you haven't heard this story before, basically, Derek and I decided to become digital nomads a few years back, ironically, in order to save money. It was just kind of like a really hard time in our business. We had to abruptly move. It felt like all these things were like falling apart all at once. And so we took advantage of the opportunity to travel and stay with friends, stay with family. We did a road trip across California. We were in Germany. We were in Amsterdam. And then we ended the whole travel stint in Japan. I was kind of already transitioning from doing like business and marketing content. You know, I was very hyper-focused on our business, but I was starting to feel really burnt out and like super lost. And Japan kind of reignited that spark. I think it's because Japan feels a lot like home. I mean, I grew up going there. It also is a place where I feel super creatively inspired. And I was really just having fun sharing about what I was doing and sharing tips about things that I personally like to do when I go to Japan. So when we ended up settling back here in Monterey, I just kept sharing all of those tips about Japan. These are my must-see recommendations for Japan and some lesser-known places must-see and do things in Japan. If you were traveling to Japan for the very first time, these are some things that I think are really cool. I did it for like a year, probably over a year, until I got my first paid brand deal for travel specifically. I actually immediately took that money and put it towards like a Japan content trip and then just kept making more content about Japan. And then I got my second paid opportunity for travel. And then I got invited to Singapore on my first brand trip. And it really just kind of snowballed from there. I didn't realize at the time that I was sharing the Japan content, like I knew that there was possibility and opportunity, but I don't think I really understood that it could actually legitimately become a career for me, like traveling. But like every job, it becomes a job. I gave them my information. I never heard back. I messaged them again, and I messaged them again, and I messaged them again, and I messaged them again. Completely a no-show.
And then I started feeling really shitty. I can't breathe through my nose now.
Yesterday was crazy. Officially, probably the craziest day I've ever experienced when it comes to travel. It's just weird because I feel like I've gotten to a point where my capacity and tolerance has like shifted, and I am not used to that. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of pure chaos. Big breath, like I'm not trying to be all stressed out at Disneyland, you know what I mean? But I feel like the environment makes it stressful. I'm just somebody who really appreciates and enjoys and kind of really needs my decompression time. And by the end of the night, I think I was having like 1 to 2 hours to myself, if that, because we were really like go, go, go. It was just like a lot for my mind to process. I think it's really difficult when something that you genuinely enjoy starts to become something that you do like accidentally for other people, for brands, for money, you know, to sell something to other people, no matter what it is. Especially when the whole reason you started actually had nothing to do with making money. Like for me, sharing about travel was something that lit me up again after a season of feeling super lost. And the funniest part is I've actually been feeling lost again in my creativity for like the last year. I think that's why I've been feeling this like big shift or like feeling like, do I want to keep doing this? That's usually a sign for me that I know things need to change. And I really think it's because it feels like I've low-key become a resource for travel rather than somebody sharing about experiencing it. I'm so pissed because I think I have to reshoot this whole thing. And I feel like so many audiences in general have become accustomed to like getting whatever information they need or want at their fingertips. And so then when you're doing something in more of like an educational tips and tricks space, you almost feel less human. Like you feel more like a robot who's just producing things. And then you add in, you know, working with brands. And like, of course, working with brands is something I'm really grateful for. And many creators are grateful for, I'm sure. But then there's this side of like having to perform, right? And like, again, it becomes like you become a cog in a machine or you become like a resource rather than like a human being. At this point, for me, it's like how much of my creative autonomy and freedom do I want to sacrifice for money, for views? But then there's also this inner conflict of feeling so much gratitude for what I do, but then also like recognizing how much privilege I have in order to be able to do this as a career, especially when it's hard times for everybody. And it makes it even more difficult to even consider changing it up in any way or like giving it up, which is even hard to say out loud. And like this life that I've built so far is amazing. I'm so grateful for it. I'm always so grateful for it. So like, what happens if I let it go? What happens when things start to change? Or when things change, if I let it go. It's clear I'm feeling that shift right now. I think it's been hard too, because to identify as a creator or an influencer doesn't necessarily feel right anymore. Like I'm trying to move into or evolve into more of an artist, which I've always been. Like I've always loved video editing, which I've mentioned in other videos. I'm pouring so much more creativity into these edits with my team. And yeah, like it's just, I'm maybe feeling this like disconnect of the identity that I've adopted at this point in time as a creator influencer. They're like really lucky that this happened to people like me and Derek, because we are so go with the flow. Like, yes, I'm really frustrated and frankly pissed off, but like there's nothing I can do at this point except for like get a taxi.
Clearly my body is telling me to like slow down and chill out and rest. And like part of me is feeling really like bummed out, maybe a little bit guilty. I'm going to take this as a sign to rest, relax, be okay with the fact that I am sick right now. My one job right now is to rest and get better.
I'm gonna like focus on reviewing the panel stuff and try not to freak out. I will see you there.
That's all right.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be
super pregnant.
Yeah, super pregnant. Oh, but it was so hard to turn it down.
There'll be plenty more.
There will be more. You're right. There's gonna be more. It's so hard to let go of what I already know, but I guess there's equal parts terror and comfort in knowing that like life is always changing. And in order to grow, change is necessary. And that is it. Wow. I can't believe we have lived here for 3 years. I actually always treated this place as kind of like an in-between, like you're doing great, sweetie. A temporary space. I really never felt like we settled here, even though this has probably been one of the places we've lived the longest. And like so much has happened in that 3 years. Just going from like super broke to like stable, getting pregnant, preparing for our first child. This is crazy. I very much appreciate this house for everything that it was for the time. If I think back to it, some of the most amazing things that have happened in my life were from super big scary moments. I'm pregnant, like I'm gonna have a baby, so I have been experiencing the wildest changes. I see the word pregnant written on the stick that I peed on. And I was like, I didn't freak out. I'm basically having to navigate operating at a different capacity that is continuously ever changing, physical, mental, on every level. And this year has been so transformative. I had a little trip to the ER. Weirdly, I feel kind of relieved about it, but I have gallstones. Sometimes the dream life doesn't always look exactly how you want it to. There's still kind of like a closing out of the old chapter and like letting that old chapter die out while you're kind of entering the new one. And while that's happening, chaos and messiness can absolutely happen. No wonder I'm going through a huge identity shift. And the reality that I am facing now is that like, I know I've outgrown this container. I'm in this transition, right? There's like this old life that I have had that I've really enjoyed that is coming to an end. Like, it's not like the life has ended. It's like, it's a completion, and that is okay. It's gonna be okay. That doesn't actually mean I have to give up travel. It's just gonna look different. I'm operating at a different capacity, like I said. And I think that's good to know, because like travel specifically is a huge part of my life, especially traveling to Japan. And so I don't ever want to fully give that up, but it definitely needs to change to fit the life that I'm building now. And I have built my life this way on purpose. I built my life this way in order to accommodate these changes. Like, I actually have so much control, and I know that not a lot of people get to experience that luxury. Dude, I had to turn the mic on to tell you how good this little pizza pocket thing is. Oh my gosh, that's my face. Hold on one second. That is me. These are my friends. I've made it to USJ. I'm so excited to show you my full day. It's gonna be so fun. Let's go. I also love the way we travel, which is a lot of eating, a lot of shopping, and a lot of views. Damn, look at our life. Like, I'm like so happy.
Yeah, I'm happy too. Feels nice.
It does feel nice. So I get to keep building and expanding however makes sense for this next season of life. And I honestly don't have to have my shit figured out. I actually, if I think about it, have always been in this perpetual state of figuring it out, which is probably a reason why I like always to some extent feel creatively lost. But then weirdly, it's part of my gift. Like I've basically just been winging it ever since I started creating content, and I've kind of made a career out of it. I think I'll look back on these videos and feel really grateful that I documented everything in real time, like everything I've been going through, and I'll probably feel really proud of myself and happy that I continued to follow my creative instinct or like follow the creative spark even when I felt like I couldn't find it. Okay, so I think then I've officially decided that I'm not quitting. The drama. I'm not quitting, everybody. False alarm. I'm just changing. Aren't we all?